I have biracial children, but one of my children in particular is a lot more fair.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop you right there, okay? First of all, you need to stop using that term with your kids. Fair is a term that has been used to, with Colonese to influence people's ideologies on white tea skin and white tea beauty. That term was used to describe delicate, perfect, white, all that kind of hunkish shit. And then what y'all do is then you applied it to us. See, when our honky parents and our honky family, and I'm going to give you an example. They'll say to my sister, for instance, she's more fair-skinned and she'll be more accepted in society, where yours more Negro and more darker skin, and you'll just be more accepted by the black people, the Negroes. Thank God. Okay, I digress. That's for the journal. Okay, that's for the journal. But, another thing that I paid it, is that a farm behind you? Do you work on a farm? Okay. I digress. I noticed your accent too, and I started thinking, oh, hold on, let me show you. When we read the history of these relationships, white tea women and black men, when the white tea women were throwing their ass around in the circle on the plantation, when we read these books and observe the same type of honky behaviors and language, Colonese, we see the same people. Later in this video, you were so excited about your black husband protecting your child from the sun. And that right there is actually common behaviors of parents doing the labor of raising their children. Labor. But also, your ideology, calling them biracial, does not fit your behaviors, because you didn't think about his, vulnerability to the sun that you caused him. You caused him that. Because of you, he now might be exposed to the sun, causing, cancer and shit. You did that, honky. You did not give a shit about having a child that is now more vulnerable to the sun and can be harmed by it. You was thinking about the pain. Okay. So, with that labor part, your Colonese, you're no different than these women. You're no different than the women that were throwing their ass around the plantation, giving birth to biracial children. Even though they knew they would be enslaved. They had a choice, and they chose for their children to be enslaved. Black women didn't have a choice. You see the difference in character in spirit? You see that? And it was way before y'all was selling your honky kids into slavery too. Okay, it's not a new dynamic for y'all. It's in your blood, it's in your nature. It's your nature. Okay. But that term fair is used, it's used by Negrophiles. You're a Negrophile, honky. Okay. You guys have never been able to learn how to see us as humans. You just found different ways, to make it appear as if, you saw our humanity. Anyway, I really think you need to understand this rule. The honkies closest to black people have always been the most dangerous. And it has been hunkus like yourself that's been the closest to us since we got here. All the way back to the 1600s, okay? Yep. She chose to have enslaved children rather than, just not get married at all. I wouldn't want to see children enslaved. She didn't give a fuck. She wanted to have her own. And then 100 years later, her descendants were able to get their freedom, but that shit was cut off like within 30 years, 30 years. For a slight moment, our proximity to you gained us some freedom. But then your hunk of men snatched that shit. And you still did absolutely nothing about it. Okay.